latest news in North Central Washington, go to ncwlife.com or find us on Facebook. Got a news tip? Email us at news@ncwlife.com or call 888-2020.
It's time for NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. The latest from the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington with Steve Hare, Grant Olson, and sports with Eric Granstrom.
Good Thursday evening and welcome to NCW Life News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window, and lots of clouds out there once again as we take a look down at the Wenatchee Valley and those low clouds that have moved in now, all ahead of a big storm system that will affect us over the next probably 36 to maybe even 48 hours here in North Central Washington. Let's take a look at just snow totals from this storm around the western U.S. Almost all of Washington, northern Idaho, and western Montana will be affected by this storm system that is moving in today. And as we zoom a little bit closer into Washington state, we could see now maybe about 2 to 4 inches of snow in the Wenatchee area, and that goes up to even higher amounts as you move to the east. But notice the area that's highlighted in white by the Weather Service. That is kind of the uncertain area in the map where we're not sure how much snow will fall. We could see anywhere from 2 to maybe even 6 inches of snow. More to the north, Winthrop 8 to 12 inches, and that total even gets higher as you move into the panhandle of northern Idaho. And we will talk much more about this storm system as we get to our weather forecast a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A Chelan County Sheriff's deputy is credited with saving the life of a man who became trapped in his burning home. That was on Tuesday. And Link Transit is about to launch a mobile ticketing application for bus riders beginning in 2018. But first, we begin tonight. 2 people were arrested after allegedly robbing a coffee stand employee Tuesday afternoon. That was off Highway 2 in the Coles Corner area. Chelan County Sheriff Brian Burnett says a barista at the Little Red's coffee stand said a male wearing a bandana over his face claimed he had a gun and demanded cash from the till. After turning over the money, the suspect then drove away from the scene with a female behind the wheel. The sheriff says the barista called 911, and soon afterwards, a State Department of Transportation employee spotted the suspect vehicle driving westbound towards Stevens Pass. Deputies from Chelan and King County caught up with the suspects just west of the summit, where they were apprehended, and the $220 in stolen cash was recovered. The female driver, a 24-year-old Langley resident, and the male passenger, a 29-year-old Everett resident, were both taken into custody and booked into the Chelan County Regional Justice Center for robbery 1st degree and theft 3rd degree. A Chelan County Sheriff's deputy is credited with saving the life of a man who became trapped in his burning home on Tuesday. Chelan Fire and Rescue reports the home was located in the Union Valley on Wheatland Lane. Multiple fire, law enforcement, and EMS responded after the man called 911 to report the fire. Officials say the man was trapped in a back bedroom with his dog and was reportedly physically unable to get out of the house. The 2 Chelan County deputies rescued the occupant through a bedroom window as fire units were arriving. Chelan Fire and Rescue Chief Don Lemon said they could have had a very bad outcome if the home occupant had not smelled the smoke and was getting ready to go to bed. There were no injuries and the dog was rescued as well. Lemon says the house sustained some damage, but he said it was repairable. Link Transit is about to launch a mobile ticketing application. It's a pilot in partnership with Token Transit that gives customers a new and cashless bus fare payment choice.
The Token Transit application will allow customers to purchase and activate Link Transit passes using their smartphones before boarding the bus. All fare types are available on this platform, including individual ride tickets, day passes, and a rolling 31-day pass. For paratransit riders, they can purchase single ride tickets and 10-ride punch cards. Around 50% of Link Transit customers still pay fares by depositing cash into the fare box as opposed to using prepaid prepaid forms of payment. A cashless fare transaction takes 4 to 5 seconds to conduct when boarding, whereas depositing cash in the fare box takes about 22 seconds. In order to improve trip adherence to schedules, Link Transit has rolled out a new solution to provide customers another option to pay fares and reduce cash payments. Over half of Link Transit customers own a smartphone and a system for easy mobile payment that creates accessibility for everyone. With more accessibility, Link Transit hopes to attract and engage with new customers who might not ordinarily choose public transit as a means of mobility. For more information about the Token Transit app and a download link, visit www.linktransit.com. On January 1st, 2018, the app with Link Transit's fare information will be available to download for free. Well, at a swearing-in ceremony earlier today at City Hall, 3 incumbent Wenatchee City Council members, Ruth Esparza, Keith Huffaker, and Jim Bailey, took the oath of office.
Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Keith Huffaker,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Washington,
and the Constitution of the State of Washington,
and will faithfully and impartially
and will faithfully and impartially
perform the duties of the office
perform the duties of the office
of City of Wenatchee,
of City of Wenatchee,
Council Member number
Council Member number 4,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my abilities.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Esparza was appointed to the council in November 2014 and was elected to the post in 2015. She received 64% of the vote against challenger Adriana Farnsworth. Huffaker was appointed to the city council in 2012 and was then re-elected in 2013. He garnered almost 55% of the vote for his seat on the council against his challenger Adam McDonald. Bailey was appointed to the council in 2008 and then re-elected in 2009 and in 2013. He ran unopposed for his seat, winning his 3rd city council election. Coming up next, we'll continue our look at the top news stories of 2017, tonight profiling the cold case trial of Bernard Swaim. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching NCW Life News.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
Welcome back. The trial of Bernard Swaim is another one of the top local stories of 2017. We may never know who was responsible in the 1982 disappearance of Stephen Smith of Peshastin. His body was never found. Chelan County Sheriff's detectives believe they cracked the suspected cold case murder when they arrested Swaim. Prosecutors claim the evidence, including testimony by Swaim and the victim's former wife, was sufficient to charge the Sultan man with first-degree murder, but a trial jury found otherwise. Here's how NCW Life's Eric Grandstrom reported on the story.
Travel enhances your life in every way.
The verdict is in, and for Bernard Swaim, not guilty.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Bernard Edmund Swaim, not guilty of the crime of murder in the first degree as charged in the information. The verdict form is dated today's date and signed by Mr. Walters as the presiding juror. You may have a seat.
We spoke with Swaim's attorney shortly after the verdict was read, here at the Chelan County Courthouse.
It's a tragic case because we have family members that have lost a loved one, and so I feel for them, but there just wasn't sufficient evidence to convict my client, and so the jury made the right decision. It came down to really the credibility of Ms. Souls, and so this trial really didn't get started until she got on the stand, and I think the jury didn't believe her. I have nothing but the highest respect for Detectives Middleton and Mathena. They worked hard on this case. They put in hours and hours, but they only had the tools that they had. And so at the end of the day, I've got nothing but praise for them, but I still believe the jury made the right decision.
As far as a quick return like that on a verdict, is that usually good news for the defense?
It's hard to say. You know, sometimes you get a quick not guilty. A lot of people feel in the defense bar that a quick jury is not good news. It's just hard to say. Every case is different. So again, I was surprised because of the amount of information that they had to look at, that it was so quick. But you know, they made the right decision.
Yeah.
So
where does Mr. Swain go from here?
Goes home. Goes back to his home and back hopefully to his real estate business.
So as you hear from his attorney, Swain will try to get back to his life. Here at the Chelan County Courthouse, I'm Eric Grandstrom for the NCW Life Channel.
Each year, the Wenatchee Diversity Advisory Council honors individuals, groups, or organizations for their civil and social contributions to our community. Honorees will be announced and presented with the award at the annual Martin Luther King Jr. event, which we held on Saturday, January 13th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the museum located at 129 South Mission in Wenatchee. The awards will be presented at 10:15. This year's award winners include local residents Marcy Ruth Ostrom, Jesse Cohen, and Terry Valdez. Awards were also handed out to various nonprofit organizations, and this year's winners are the YWCA of North Central Washington, Columbia Valley Community Health, and the Numerica Performing Arts Center. Once again, the awards will be presented on January 13th at the Wenatchee Museum starting at 10:15 a.m. A legislative initiative called I-940 De-Escalate Washington would require law enforcement to receive violence de-escalation and mental health training, and would reform the state's criminal liability standard for the use of deadly force to require officers to act in good faith. Earlier today in Olympia, the sponsors of I-940 filed signature petitions to the Washington Secretary of State's Elections Division. To qualify for consideration during the 2018 legislative session, De-Escalate Washington must submit 259,622 valid signatures. Supporters of the initiative say they intend to submit over 355,000 signatures. Once the Secretary of State certifies those signatures, the initiative will be referred to the Washington legislature for consideration during the 2018 session. If the legislature does not pass I-940, the measure will go into the November 2018 general election ballot. You're watching NCW Life News. Coming up next, your sports update, followed by today's feature story. That and much more still to come on NCW Life News. Stay with us.
Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house, featuring great family dining in downtown Chelan. We've got burgers, pub fare, and the best barbecue around. Try one of our award-winning sauces made fresh here in-house. So grab the whole gang and come on down. Stormy Mountain Brewing. Beer, barbecue, friends, and beer.
Hey, this is Justin at Club Crow Bar and Grill reminding you it's your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Jam sessions and live bands playing a wide range of music. If pool tables or pull tabs are more your thing, we have you covered. Enjoy the fun and food at Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Stop on by today.
Having a relationship with your pediatrician is so important. Feeling that sense of trust, that is priceless. I tell everybody about CBCH. I love it there. When I make an appointment, I don't have to take an entire day off. As a working mom, my life is really busy. Family time is everything. That's what we all work towards. And I feel like CBCH respects that.
And now, a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
Good evening, I'm Gabe Mercer filling in for Eric Grandstrom. Here's your sports update. Let's start our sportscast off with some Wenatchee Wild. Tonight is hockey night here on the NCW Life channel. Starting at 7 p.m., we will have call of the Wenatchee Wild and Clarkie's Corner, followed by a rebroadcast of the December 16th game, where the Wild take on Salmon Arm. Tomorrow night, our Wenatchee Wild take on Penticton for the start of a 2-game series this weekend. As usual with the Wild, there will be a special event for fans following Saturday's game. Fans are invited to stay after to attend an auction to get their hands on a Wenatchee Amateur Hockey Association specialty jersey. The jerseys were custom made by Wenatchee Wild kids. The Wild are currently 23-9 on the season and are sitting in second place in the interior division of the BCHL, trailing the Vernon Vipers by 2 games. Moving on to the Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks have a tough division game against the Arizona Cardinals on New Year's Eve. Not only is it a must-win for the Seahawks, but they also need for Carolina to beat the Falcons for them to control that last wildcard spot. Something to watch for on Sunday will be the New Orleans against Tampa Bay, which will impact the Panthers on if they elect to sit their starters after halftime. And if the Panthers sit starters, it would give Atlanta an advantage and boding poorly for the Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks kick off at 1:25 p.m. from CenturyLink Field on Sunday. The Holiday Bowl is finally here. The Washington State Cougars will be taking on the Michigan State Spartans in San Diego. Both teams come into the game with the same records at 9-3. This is the 3rd straight Holiday Bowl appearance for the Cougars under head coach Mike Leach. Leach spoke at a press conference yesterday about the team's upcoming game against the Spartans.
Well, they're a little different. They remind me of Utah and Stanford in some ways. They're not exactly like that, but they have some power run philosophy like Stanford and Utah.
He was also asked questions that weren't exactly sports related, such as if he would like to have a pet raccoon.
Would like to have a pet raccoon again. It's tough if you travel. They're quite a bit more maintenance free than you would think. They do like shiny objects. Yeah, I kind of would like to have a pet raccoon again. But bouncing around the country makes it tough. And then you just, there's the time when they hit kind of raccoon teenage years, and it's time for them to head off and into the sunset. But no, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and in some ways, every bit as maintenance-free as a dog or a cat,
The Cougars kick off from San Diego at 6 p.m. on Fox Sports 1. Now moving to local high school basketball. Chelan's Quinn Stamps led all scorers with 22 points and 15 rebounds as the Mountain Goats beat Life Christian Academy 55-53 in a game at Chelan. Stamps' points came on 5 field goals, 2 3-pointers, and 4 of 4 free throws during the game. Connor Wilson also hit some big shots for the Goats, chipping in 11 points. Bert Mendeville took it to the rim in the closing seconds and made his lay-in as time expired. Mendeville finished with 12 points. Chelan plays Adna tomorrow at 7:30 for the Chelan Holiday Hoop Tournament Championship at the Community Gym. That concludes our sportscast for December 28th. I'm Gabe Mercer. Back to you, Grant.
Thank you, Gabe. In today's features story, former Washington Secretary of State Ralph Monroe takes us to Chelan and one of his favorite places, the unique St. Andrew's Episcopal Church, built entirely by logs back in 1897.
Chelan is such a delightful place to go and visit, especially in the summer. We go and swim and enjoy the lake and its surroundings. And right up the street is this incredible church, St. Andrew's Episcopal Church, built in 1897, designed by Carl Malgrim, one of our state's more famous architects at the time, Malgrim and Cutter in Spokane. It's a unique location. My wife and I worshiped at this church just a few months back, and we found it to be just a delightful congregation, an incredible building. It truly is one of my favorite places.
Support for My Favorite Places is provided by the Washington Hospitality Association and by Weatherly Inn, senior living where it's home and your family.
We'll be back in just a moment with the recap of some of today's stories and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
Lake Chelan mailboxes find solutions and the best price for all your shipping needs, including UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. We offer a variety of services including quality copies of all sizes, faxing, scanning, sending and receiving email, laminating, and notarizing. Enjoy browsing through our large selection of greeting cards. Lake Chelan Mailboxes supports our military, fire victims, and our community.
See us at the Plaza in Chelan for all your holiday needs.
Come find your holiday gifts at Antique Mall at Cashmere this holiday season. With 15,000 square feet to explore, Antique Mall at Cashmere has something for everyone, from coin enthusiasts to avid collectors. For do-it-yourselfers, this is the place to find your next repurposing project. What a great way to make your holiday gifts for someone special, using your keen eye to make something old and new again. Discover your next holiday gift in the Antique Mall at Cashmere. Stop on by today.
Honey, I got the space heater.
Make sure you survive winter. Call Central Washington Heating and Air before it's too late. This winter, don't get shocked by the cold. Call Central Washington Heating and Air today.
Time now for a recap of some of our top stories. 2 people were arrested after allegedly robbing a coffee stand employee Tuesday afternoon off Highway 2 in the Coles Corner area. Chelan County Sheriff Brian Burnett says a barista at the Little Red's coffee stand said a male wearing a bandana over his face claimed he had a gun and demanded cash from the till. After turning over the money, the suspect then drove away from the scene with a female behind the wheel. The sheriff says the barista called 911 and soon afterwards, a State Department of Transportation employee spotted the suspect vehicle driving westbound towards Stevens Pass. Deputies from Chelan and King County caught up with the suspects just west of the summit, where they were apprehended and the $220 in stolen cash was recovered. The female driver, a 25-year-old Langley resident, and the male passenger, a 29-year-old Everett resident, were both taken into custody and booked into the Chelan County Regional Justice Center for robbery in first degree and theft third degree. A Chelan County Sheriff's deputy is credited with saving the life of a man who became trapped in his burning home on Tuesday. Chelan Fire and Rescue reports the home was located in the Union Valley on Wheatland Lane. Multiple fire, law enforcement, and EMS responded after the man called 911 to report the fire. Officials say the man was trapped in a back bedroom with his dog and reportedly physically unable to get out of the house. The 2 Chelan County deputies rescued the occupant through a bedroom window as fire units were arriving. Chelan Fire and Rescue Chief Don Lemon said it could have had a very bad outcome if the home occupant had not smelled smoke as he was getting ready for bed. There were no injuries and the dog was rescued as well. Lemon says the house sustained some damage, but he said it was repairable. And now your weather forecast for north central Washington. Before we get to the details of that, let's take another look outside our weather window where the clouds are rolling in. They're actually lowering somewhat as well as this storm system begins to push its way into Washington state. Snow is falling in the western and northern mountains as we speak. And as we take a look at our satellite picture and taking a look at the big weather picture, first we see a large area of low pressure positioned near the Gulf of Alaska. It slid a little bit south since then. To the east of the California coastline is a low amplified ridge of high pressure, and between those two features is the jet stream that's ushering in a substantial plume of moisture, and it's headed right towards the British Columbia and Pacific Northwest coast. A series of waves will move along the jet stream, tapping into that abundant Pacific moisture, resulting in widespread rain and snow for the inland Northwest. The forecast trend for this first event has been to reduce the amount of snow, really especially along the I-90 corridor and right here in the Wenatchee Valley. We really should have seen some snow by now and just some scattering of flurries around the area. Today and tonight we will see more of a rain-snow mix with not much accumulating snow. Friday though through Sunday night, the second stronger storm will move into the region. The precipitable water amount off the Pacific will increase Friday over north central Washington before sagging south Friday night. In the Wenatchee Valley, we could see about 1 to 3 inches of new snow on the ground by Saturday morning. And then Saturday through Thursday of next week, high pressure will arrive, which will deliver a drier and colder weather pattern for the start of the new year. Let's take a look at that forecast now. And overnight tonight, we will drop down. It'll still be fairly cool with a chance for some snow flurries tonight in 32 degrees. A good chance for a rain-snow mix on Friday, about 80%, 34 your high, 30 the low. For Saturday, it looks pretty darn nice with sunshine and 40 degrees, and then that high pressure takes hold and colder air will funnel down from Canada. 30 your high Sunday, 27 on New Year's Day on Monday, and we'll stay at about 27 right through midweek. And finally tonight, every family has a unique Christmas tradition, and for YouTuber Ryan Chelsky, rock climbing is the thing to go out and do. Here he is in Leavenworth, free climbing on what is known as the Hesitator, and it's not a task to be taken lightly.
Why am I doing this? Climbing's fun.
You love climbing and you love slab. Get it?
There aren't hands, so don't look for them. Yeah, just a lot of that.
Ryan.
There you go, dude.
Give me your fast girl. Nice.
Woo! Fancy.
Oh yeah. You got like a nice little print for your right foot. Yep.
Boom.
Nice,
there
Ryan.
you go. That?
Right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it, dude. Trust it.
Yep.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, trust it.
Yes. Go for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, done.
Hell yeah. Come on.
I got you, dude. Come
You
on,
got
just
it.
trust it. Trust the slab.
You got it.
Love the slab. That looks terrible. Yeah.
It's good.
And if you have a video of the day you'd like to see on NCW Life News, message us on our Facebook page at the NCW Life channel. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around north central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. Also, make sure you tune in to the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with your host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
This has been NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. For more news, log on to ncwlife.com, like us on Facebook, and follow NCW Life channel on Twitter.
Hi, I'm Blair from Works, your workout prescription. Have you ever started an exercise program and then struggled to keep it going? So what if I told you that with this MyZone device, I could increase your chances of self-motivated exercise adherence by over 200%. Combine that with an exercise prescription specifically for your level of readiness, we'll increase it even more. And that's our new member success system. It's $99. It's exclusively at Works. It includes your MyZone belt. Works. YourWorkoutRx.com.
I'm Mark Miller, and you're watching the NCW Life Channel.